Should you require a meal, the dining room is located in the East Wing. However, I wouldn't recommend a tour of the kitchen. The chefs there are quite temperamental. If you like to smoke, we must insist that you use the lounge in the West Wing. But whatever you do, don't go traipsing around downstairs with a lit cigarette, or Mr. DeVries will have hysterics.
Help me.
Your suite is upstairs in the West Wing. I'll have the maid make up your room.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me.
Finally. You have gathered together enough of my spirit so that I can communicate, but we must hurry. This entire island is trapped in time. Some, like myself, are spirits without a body. Others were less fortunate. They roam the island, poor, hapless zombies. No one can rest while the water clock exists. You must go quickly to the attic and destroy the water clock.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me.
The most remarkable thing about it is that it doesn't look like a clock at all. It's almost feminine in form. Its wide middle echoing a woman's hips, and the two handles reaching up, suggesting arms reaching to heaven.
And the figurehead is clearly Thoth. This has to be it.
I'm certain of it.
Damn things, they're impossible to kill.
That was an exceptionally large Blatta orientalis, very thick carapace. I'd try roasting it on the end of your cigarette.
Not bad.
Help me.
I've lived my whole life in the shadow of Tess, and now she wants to live forever. Well, I am not going to spend eternity with her.
I'm but a humble servant, Miss Tewksbury, but I have served you and Miss Conway since you were children.
Yes, yes, Robert, go on.
Help me.
I'm but a humble servant, Miss Tewksbury, but I have served you and Miss Conway since you were children.
Yes, yes, Robert, go on.
It is possible that your concern for Mr. de Vries may not be deserved.
Why is that?
I don't think Mr. de Vries has Miss Conway's best interest in mind. In fact, I think he's only interested in her money.
Robert, everyone is after Tessa's money. That's why she keeps us here.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
This entire island is no one else but a recognize existence. Help me.
This is as far as we could drag it, sir. It wouldn't fit through any of the upstairs doors.
But Byron said it would fit. It's only 3 feet wide.
I believe he said 3 cubits wide, sir. A cubit is roughly the length of your forearm.
Fine. Then we'll open it right here.
Very well, I'll summon Miss Conway.
Oh, that won't be necessary, Robert. I want to surprise her.
She specifically wanted to be present when the crate was opened.
I thought I made myself clear.
You're not the master of this house.
Yet. But that'll change.
Help me.
Miss Conway, I'm quite concerned about you.
Why is that, Robert?
Since your parents passed on, you've been taking up with a dark crowd. Though the parties and the merriment are only natural for a young lady, but your fascination with time and ancient things are quite irregular. And now that you're...
Poor dear Robert. You miss our old life, don't you?
It's not just that. But Tess, dear child, why do you associate with this DeVries character? He's not of your ilk.
Duncan is my friend, Robert. He gets me things.
It's exactly those things that worry me. He's building an arsenal in the storeroom.
Please, Robert. I'm tired.
And there are gangsters in the garden.
Well, hand them some pruning shears. The hedge is atrocious.
Help me. Help me. Help me. Help me.
Miss Conway.
Help me. 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 Help me.
will be the perfect base for our operations. Not too far from the mainland, but private. And the Conway's name is like gold.
What makes you think that Tess is going to go along with it?
So long as I keep her in gin and relics, she'll keep her nose out of our business.
What makes you think a blue-blood dame like that is going to marry you?
She will, Mike. She will.
Yeah, well, just remember, you're just a common bootlegger. Hey,
Don't ever call me that! I'm a businessman.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
How exciting, Professor. So all these years of digging have finally paid off.
Do you really think that it's the ancient water clock of Thoth?
Oh, that's incredible! Byron tells me that it has mystical powers of rejuvenation. Really? On top of the sarcophagus. Oh, I can't wait to see it. 7 years. Why?
But this is nothing like Tut.
I would think that someone who had so generously funded your expeditions in the past would at least be afforded a little peep. I see. What a pity. Well, congratulations on your find. Keep in touch. Doddering old fool. I've given him a small fortune to traipse around dusty tombs in the hopes that he would find something like this, and now he turns bureaucratic on me. He won't even let me see the water clock, let alone have it.
Seems there's something in this world that Tess Conway wants, but can't have.
Don't tease me, Duncan. This clock is important to me.
You have an attic full of clocks.
Not like this one. Duncan? I'd do anything to get my hands on this clock.
Anything?
Help me. Help me.
What a curious thing. What do you suppose it means?
Lydia, don't you know anything? It's for playing shuffleboard.
I thought it was another one of Tessa's magic symbols.
Well, a mathematician would call it magical. You see, each row, column, and diagonal adds up to 15.
Byron, you can be such a bore sometimes.
Help me. Help me. Help me.
You look ravishing, Tess, as always. One would never guess how old you really are.
Why, thank you, Lydia. And you've managed to hide all trace of your late-night carousing.
I was out late, wasn't I? With the rest of the youth. Oh, listening to Duncan's stories, drinking from his starry eyes.
That's not all you were drinking from. But I suppose you can't help it. You have inherited your father's penchant for alcohol.
Please, leave Daddy out of it.
I'm sorry. Poor darling. It was a tragic death. Did they ever manage to find the body?
No, the current must have swept it away when his car went over the bridge. Why are you laughing?
I just can't believe that he actually managed to wipe out an entire crew of racers as they rode down the Charles River. It must have been quite a sight.
Dad never liked to drink alone.
And your mother's reaction? Not a tear. She just up and joined the Women's Christian Temperance Union. Duncan wouldn't be in business if it weren't for them.
Yes, well, he'd better hope she doesn't show up here with her prohibitionists.
We just have to lock them up in the wine cellar.
Ooh!
Help me. Help me. Help me.
Ooh.
Help me. Help me.
This is so exciting, Byron. Just think, we'll never grow old.
I was sort of relishing the idea of growing old with you.
I've planned a grand party for tonight.
You know, I don't think anyone understands me the way you do.
I've hired a troupe of clowns to entertain us.
You've been so understanding, so kind.
We'll have a feast and dancing and plenty to drink.
I think I may be in love with you.
Is everything ready for tonight?
Yes, I think so. I'm still fine-tuning the range of the clock. Each portion of you must be carefully
I
placed.
hope no one saw you. What would happen if someone located these objects? They contain my soul.
Fear not. I had them carefully placed. I had Angela watching my back to see if anyone was following me.
Help me.
So, Byron, where have you been lurking?
I've been helping Tess with her latest acquisition.
I thought you and Duncan didn't get along.
Not that acquisition. The clock. The Egyptian water clock.
Oh, what does it do?
Well, under normal circumstances, it keeps track of time by regulating the flow of water to a series of uniform drops.
You couldn't use it to make gin, could you?
No. This clock is special. By using blood instead of water, and by reciting a few simple incantations, Tess hopes to envelop us in a mystical force that will slow the aging process.
Do you think you could slow down my aging process and speed up hers?
Well, no.
Oh, pity.
Help me.
Lydia, you're up late.
I just couldn't sleep. I must look wretched.
On the contrary, you look radiant.
You think so? No, you're just saying that.
No, I always thought you were very attractive.
But not as pretty as Tess.
Don't bet on it.
Really? I thought you were in love with her.
Lydia, I'm worried. Tess doesn't seem the same lately. She's been very distant, very secretive. I don't know who to talk to. You don't know what's going on, do you?
Oh, Duncan, I wish I could tell you.
Tell me what?
It's Tess and Byron.
Tess and Byron? Be serious.
No, not like that. Tess and Byron are scheming together.
What? Tell me.
Well, I can't really say, but it has something to do with that water clock you obtained for her.
What about the clock?
Duncan, can't you see she's just using you?
Using me? How?
Oh, I can't tell you, someone's coming.
So, Byron, what's this water clock all about?
Well, it probably dates to the early dynastic period of Egypt. It's quite interesting if you think about it. When my ancestors were rooting about in the bogs.
That's very interesting, Byron, but what does it do?
Oh, I see. In layman's terms, it tells time.
I know that. It's a clock. But I mean, does it have any special properties?
Special properties? I don't think I follow.
Listen, you little worm. Tess wants that clock, and I want to know why.
Oh, those properties. Well, there are those who believe it has the ability to suspend time, granting eternal youth to all within its influence. It was first designed by the followers of Anubis, the jackal god.
Tell me why she wants the clock.
Oh, well, if you must know, she and I plan to use it to suspend time. Now let go of me. I have nothing more to say to you.
Wait. You and Tess just want to play mad scientist with this lost artifact? Is that what the secret is?
Laugh if you must. When the water clock is activated, Tess and her friends will be immortal. And you, what will you be?
So, how's my little scientist? Are you finished with the Hall of Mirrors?
Almost. I've taken every mirror on the estate. Duncan is becoming quite curious. He's asking a lot of questions. I'm afraid he might interfere with our plans.
I can handle Duncan. He served his purpose. It's time I let him down gently.
No, it's too soon. She was supposed to wait. No!
Miss Conway is fond of entertainment, so the house never sleeps. At any one time, you'll find someone in the ballroom.
Oh, I could dance all night.
I can hold you in my arms forever.
Duncan, darling, never leave my side.
And you won't. You're every woman I've ever dreamed of. I've never met anyone like you.
That's because there is no one like me.
This place must have cost you a pretty penny.
My parents built it back in 21. I was the sole heir to the estate.
Ah, so it must have mean they passed on.
Yes, they were killed in a safari in Africa.
Oh, how terrible.
Let's go for a swim.
How exciting, Professor. So all these years of digging have finally paid off.
Do you really think that it's the ancient water clock of Thoth?
Oh, that's incredible!
Byron tells me that it has mystical powers of rejuvenation.
Really? On top of the sarcophagus. Oh, I can't wait to see it. 7 years? Why?
But this is nothing like Tut! I would think that someone who had so generously funded your expeditions in the past would at least be afforded a little peek. I see. What a pity. Well, congratulations on your find. Keep in touch. Doddering old fool. I've given him a small fortune to traipse around dusty tombs in the hopes that he would find something like this, and now he turns bureaucratic on me. He won't even let me see the water clock, let alone have it.
Seems there's something in this world that Tess Conway wants, but can't have.
Don't tease me, Duncan. This clock is important to me.
You have an attic full of clocks.
Not like this one. Duncan? I'd do anything to get my hands on this clock.
Anything? This will be the perfect base for our operations. Not too far from the mainland, but private. And the Conway's name is like gold.
What makes you think that Tess is going to go along with it?
So long as I keep her in gin and relics.
The water clock was made to slow or even reverse the aging process of a mummy. It was placed over the sarcophagus, and a few drops of the dead ruler's blood was used to activate it.
But how can I use it? I'm not about to be mummified and shoved into a box.
No, of course not. The clock should work for anyone who activates it, live or dead. The problem is that the effect is limited to a radius of, say, 6 feet.
Marvelous. So I either lug a 200-pound artifact around or remain glued to it forever.
Not necessarily. You see, the clock was built by Thoth to revive Osiris, who had been ripped to pieces and her body scattered all over Egypt by Seth.
Yes, I know the story. Get to the point.
We could concentrate the power of the clock with mirrors and tune it to cover the entire island by distributing parts of your body.
Are you insane? Do you think I'll allow myself to be hacked to bits to test your little hypothesis?
No, of course not. It's not your actual body. We'll use symbolic objects. It's a simple ritual to transfer your essence to an inanimate form. And then
I activate the clock. The island and everyone on it will join me for eternity.
really think it can work?
What can it hurt to try?
Ma, you've been busy. I haven't seen you for the past 3 days.
I'm sorry, darling. I've been completely absorbed in researching the water clock.
So what have you found out? Is it worth anything?
It's absolutely priceless. But I'd never sell. By the way, what have you been up to? Robert tells me you've been meeting some questionable characters.
That's what I've been meaning to talk to you about. Tess, honey, I want to expand our operations.
Duncan, always scheming. I suppose you'll need some money.
It's not like that, Tess. I want us to be partners.
How nice. Partners. What a novel concept. This is so exciting, Byron. Just think, we'll never grow old.
I was sort of relishing the idea of growing old with you.
I've planned a grand party for tonight.
You know, I don't think any...
So, Byron, where have you been lurking?
I've been helping Tess with her latest acquisition.
I thought you and Duncan didn't get along.
Not that acquisition. The clock. The Egyptian water clock.
Oh, what does it do?
Well, under normal circumstances, it keeps track of time by regulating the flow of water to a series of uniform drops.
You couldn't use it to make gin, could you?
No. This clock is special. By using blood instead of water, and by reciting a few simple incantations, Tess hopes to envelop us in a mystical force that will slow the aging process.
Do you think you could slow down my aging process and speed up hers?
Well, no.
Lydia, you're up late.
I just couldn't sleep. I must look wretched.
On the contrary. So, Byron.
So, how's my little scientist? Are you finished with the Hall of Mirrors?
Almost. I've taken every mirror on the estate. Duncan is becoming quite curious.
No, it's too soon.
What a curious thing. What a curious